Welcome to the FCTEC presentation on Digitization Standards. Introduction. Hello, I am Unathi Zibulwana, a business development executive at First Coast Technologies. Have you ever wondered how a website can look the same on any browser and device? Or how smartphones, keyboards, and laptops can be made to chat with each other? You guessed it, standards. Standards are like a secret code that lets different things connect and communicate. They make our lives easier, safer, and way more fun. Standards are behind many things we do every single day. Consider these examples. Surfing the web, connecting wirelessly, near-field communication, using electricity, or even driving. Different fuel types like diesel or petrol are made according to certain standards so your car runs smoothly and safely. So that's kind of what happens when we digitize physical artifacts such as paper documents, photographs, or film. We're not just making copies of them, we're also radically changing the context and how they function, which in turn affects how they interact with each other and how we interact with them. In short, we save such items from getting lost or damaged over time. We are also making them easier to find and use by anyone, practically anywhere. But one might still ask, why do digitization standards matter? Well, GLAM, which is the acronym for galleries, gardens, libraries, archives, and museums, have a lot of cool stuff that they want to share with the world and keep for the future. Digitization refers to making digital copies of these things, but it is not enough to just snap a photo. Properly transforming a physical object into digital data means following some rules, ensuring that 1. Users can trust what they find online. 2. That digital copies do not get lost or damaged. 3. Digital copies can work within different systems and platforms. Section 1. Trust. If you want to make sure your digital image looks the same as the original object, you need to manage its quality. Quality management involves controlling things like how big your images are, how true their colors are, how clear and in focus they are edge to edge. These factors, and quite a number of others, affect how the digital images appear to your viewers and how well they represent your digital collections. What is accurate, consistent image quality? Let's look at 2 digital scans or photographs made of the same original. The first was created without a standardized approach, and the second made in line with an imaging standard. This image shows uneven lighting. Notice how the top left-hand side of the image is much lighter than the bottom right. Color cast. When viewed in relation to the original or a color chart, an overall magenta tint is recorded. Uneven focus. As you see here, the text is not consistently sharp across the image plane. Meanwhile, this image shows consistent illumination. The image is evenly lit throughout. Neutral tone reproduction. No tones from the original image are invented, exaggerated, or missing. Edge-to-edge focus. Every part of the image is evenly sharp. To achieve trust in your digital scans or photographs of your valuable originals, international standards and best practice guidelines have been developed by the following institutions. ISO, short for International Organization for Standardization. ISO is a global organization that creates standards for many fields and sectors. It helps experts collaborate and innovate to solve problems and improve quality. ISO also helps preserve and share cultural heritage artifacts digitally. Notably for us, there are the ISO best practices for digital image capture of cultural heritage material. It specifies methods for measuring the image quality of scanned or digitized images, particularly in the context of cultural heritage institutions like museums and archives. The standard defines 3 tolerance levels, A, B, and C, used to assess image quality. Tolerance level A. This is the strictest level and is typically used for high quality reproductions. It sets very tight tolerances for factors like resolution, color accuracy, and image noise. Images meeting level A criteria are expected to be of the highest quality. Tolerance level B. Level B represents a slightly lower standard than level A, but is still considered suitable for most cultural heritage purposes. It allows for some minor imperfections in the scanned or digitized images. Tolerance level C. This is the least strict level and is generally used when the primary goal is access rather than high fidelity reproduction. Level C allows for more significant imperfections and is often used for documents or images where a lower level of detail is acceptable. These tolerance levels help institutions and individuals determine the quality of their scanned or digitized images and whether they meet the required standards for their intended use. FADGI, short for Federal Agencies Digital Guidelines Initiative. FADGI is a joint effort by federal agencies since 2007 to create common and sustainable guidelines for digitized and born digital cultural content. It covers still images and audiovisual materials. The FADGI star system rates images from 1 to 4 stars based on their quality and accuracy. 1 star means acceptable. 2 stars mean good. 3 stars mean very good, and 4 stars mean the best possible today. You can compare these images based on pixel count, color, and noise parameters. Then you have Metamorfoze, Preservation Imaging Guidelines. Metamorfoze is a Dutch program that preserves paper heritage by creating high-quality digital images. Its guidelines specify the equipment and procedures for capturing true colors, tones, and details of the originals. These digital images, called preservation masters, can replace the originals if needed. The Metamorphose quality standard has 3 levels: full, light, and extra light. Full is the most accurate. Light is slightly less accurate, and extra light is the most flexible. All levels require that the preservation master preserves all visible information in the original. The main difference is in the color accuracy and the use of technical targets. Section 2. Longevity. Digital preservation aims to make digital collections last longer and adapt to modern technologies. It might seem hard to believe at first, but digital data is actually still more vulnerable than data on paper, even nowadays. Following the best practices and standards set for preserving digital data helps to keep the digital content created in your digitization projects safe and accessible for the future users of your digital collections. Some key issues of digital preservation are file formats, metadata, and storage conditions. But you may ask yourself, what is effective digital preservation? A task as critical and universal as keeping bits and bytes for longer than they happen to survive on a memory stick or not requires systems and strategies that are certified and standardized. The OAIS, short for Open Archival Information System, is a reference model for preserving and accessing digital information. It describes an archive as an organization with people and systems that serve a designated community. OAIS also defines several types of information packages based on their function, such as submission, archiving, and dissemination. OAIS is widely used and respected as the best standard for long-term digital preservation. Then you have PREMIS, short for Preservation Metadata Implementation Strategies. PREMIS is the international standard for metadata to support the preservation of digital objects and ensure their long-term usability. It helps digital archiving systems keep digital objects usable for a long time. It has 5 entities: intellectual entities, objects, events, rights, and agents. Each entity has properties defined in the Data Dictionary of Premise, CTS, short for Core, Trust, Seal. CTS offers to any interested data repository a core level certification based on the Core Trustworthy Data Repositories requirements. This universal catalog of requirements reflects the core characteristics of trustworthy data repositories. Section 3. Impact. Interoperability is the ability to share data across different systems and platforms. It allows digital collections from different institutions to interact seamlessly. Interoperability depends on file formats, metadata structures, and APIs, application programming interfaces. An API is a set of defined rules that enable different applications to communicate with each other by acting as an intermediary layer that processes data transfers between systems. APIs allow companies and institutions to open their data to others. Key references for knowledge workers in the GLAM sector needing to publish or share digitized heritage materials are the Dublin Core Initiative, the IIIF Framework, the OAI Protocol. But what exactly is interoperability for access and collaboration? One of the best ways to consider this topic is to look at the 5-star deployment scheme for open data suggested by Tim Berners-Lee, the inventor of the web. It summarizes common opportunities and challenges of open digital collections online very well. 1 star means that data can be accessed online, but not in a convenient way. 2 stars means that data can be downloaded in a format that is easy to process, such as a spreadsheet. 3 stars mean that data can be downloaded in an open and interoperable format, such as a comma-separated values file. 4 stars means that data follows best practices and standards, such as using common vocabularies and identifiers. 5 stars means that data is linked to other relevant data sources, creating a web of data. DCMI, Dublin Core Metadata Initiative. Dublin Core is a set of metadata items for describing resources online or offline. It is based on semantic, web, and linked data principles and allows interoperability among different metadata standards. Dublin Core helps to share and preserve cultural heritage artifacts digitally. IIIF, International Image Interoperability Framework. IIIF is a set of open standards for delivering high-quality digital objects online. It allows image and media repositories to work together using open APIs. IIIF helps researchers, developers, and institutions to examine, compare, annotate, and share images easily. It also improves digital accessibility and preservation and massively cuts down on duplication of effort at GLAMs worldwide. OAI-PMH, Open Archives Initiative Protocol for Metadata Harvesting, usually referred to as OAI Protocol. It allows different repositories to share metadata in a common format. It uses XML and HTTP to exchange structured data between data providers and service providers. OAI-PMH supports Dublin Core and other metadata schemas and is a powerful tool for spreading and preserving cultural heritage content. Conclusion. In closing, digitization standards are very important and a non-negotiable necessity for your business, no matter your industry. Visit our page at www.fctec.co.za or call us on +27 21 510 2216 for more information. Until then, stay awesome.